Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the longest reigning British monarch whose rule spanned 7 decades, died last night on Thursday. Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and all of her other realms and territories, Queen, head of the Commonwealth and defender of the faith, passed away early this morning Thai time at the age of 96, according to a bulletin issued by the royal household. Her Majesty was a constitutional monarch, as was her contemporary, the late King Bhumibol of Thailand. Elizabeth came to the throne in 1952 after the death of her father, King George VI. Her Majesty died at Balmoral Castle in Scotland after doctors had earlier said that they'd become concerned about her health, and direct family members flew to be by her side, with the now King Charles III and the Princess Anne already nearby. The Queen died peacefully, according to the royal palace, and Great Britain is traditionally never without a monarch, head of state, and the title is passed at the moment of demise, with coronations carried forth after the funeral of the late sovereign. Her dedication to the nation and Commonwealth began from the day that her father passed away, and saw her carrying on her royal duties in a limited capacity right up until middle of this week. The most recognised of all women on the planet, Her Majesty's death saw the former Prince Charles automatically become His Majesty King Charles III. It's expected that Her Majesty will be taken to Edinburgh Castle in preparation for the journey to London at the weekend, where she will rest in state before an official state funeral at Westminster Abbey. A period of national mourning has begun in the UK and is set to last until the funeral, which is expected to take place 10 days after the Queen's death. As condolences from around the world, including messages from the Thai royal family, have reached Buckingham Palace, and since last night thousands have gathered outside the gates of the palace, major sporting events including football and cricket matches could now be postponed as a mark of respect, and flags will fly at half-mast at Buckingham Palace, the Houses of Parliament and most government and royal buildings across the country. Today, Fabulous 103 will rest in a sombre mood in memory of and respect for Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth. Listeners from other countries not associated with the UK may find it hard to understand the relationship between the majority of British and Commonwealth nationals and their Queen. We appreciate that. However, we do ask that you afford all those of us that you know a little lenience today as we remember our Queen, who has, since 1952, been the only Queen known to most, if not all of us here. We appreciate that this isn't our country and that our audience is not made up solely of Commonwealth citizens, but equally hope that you will afford those of us who are a day of quiet reflection. And our normal services, including full shows, will resume from tomorrow.